do? What the heck?
family
Why? You gonna
dynamics.
record and play back to him?
Genetic editing, it
Hey, just in
can
case
alter
there's
traditional
something really
concepts of
funny.
parenthood, family, potentially impacting
I
familial
should probably record
relationships
it.
and societal
I
norms.
still have the I still
And I have
have
this little
GS
picture with a little
classroom
Oh, you
presentation
do?
on my YouTube
crossing
channel.
out discrimination, religion,
That's a
cyberbullying.
classic.
Which
Oh,
one?
I-
The Borderlands?
The
Yeah.
Borderlands one.
Today I
And
am
right
here
here
to
I have
talk to
a
you about
diagram
Borderlands
of
2.
Dude,
In
I have
the
such a
point of view as
fucking like
adults who say
monotone voice.
the widespread use of gene editing to greatly reduce a baby's risk of developing
voice actually
serious
giga
diseases or
fucking
conditions
monotone,
would
dude.
be a bad idea, good
It's actually
idea,
not
not
bad.
sure, no
But
answer. So
I
about
convinced you to
30%
put in the
of the
fucking
people they
year right,
interviewed said it was a bad idea.
I did.
Another 30% said it
I mean,
was
it was
a good
like
idea.
very short. It was
And
like
the
very short at the
39%
end,
said they
right?
were not
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
and
What
about
ear rape?
1% didn't even want to answer the
Like at
question.
the end,
So the
at
public
the end, I
divided over
convinced it to
societal
sneak in like
impact
a
of
little, like
using
one of the
gene editing
NPCs
for
going like
babies to reduce
like
the
really
risk of
loud.
disease.
Why?
And
What
right
the
here it
hell?
says, here's how people were asked to think about gene editing.
Were you talking shit about the game or were you
New
praising
ways
it?
to modify a person's genes are
Praise,
being
he was
developed
omega
that could make
praising
it
it.
possible
I
to
was
change the
praising.
DNA of
Yeah, why
embryos
is such
before a
good
baby
good
is
example of
born
good game
in order to
design?
greatly reduce a baby's risk of developing serious
It's
diseases
not.
or health conditions over their lifetime.
Why?
Or depends how you look at it,
Medical risk and
because
uncertainties.
it's very
So
if you like
Bro,
if you
it's
like
supposed
those
to be a
type of
5-minute
games,
presentation. What the fuck is going on?
unpredictable long-term effects of genetic
Talking about
editing
Reagan's
on
fucking
individuals
presentation.
and the human gene pool.
Oh, wait,
The
no, it's
long-term
actually supposed to be 15
consequences
minutes. Just
of
kidding.
genetic modifications. There's also potential for unforeseen health issues that could arise from edited genes interacting with the environment or other genes. So
How do you
even
know it's supposed to
though
be 15 minutes?
if you're
He told
edited
us.
by
Fucking
with your
remember?
genes,
That's crazy.
they might
Because he had like roughly like
everything
12 or
could
so
go
slides.
perfect and you could be fine, but once you start hitting your
Hey,
20s
I
or
remember saying like
30s,
we need to be like a minute each.
your
or
body
something.
starts to deteriorate, and you could even
I don't remember.
get unknown illnesses and diseases that could obviously be fatal or just break your body down slowly. And current technological limitations and the potential for unintended consequences, the imperfections in genetic editing techniques that could lead to off-targeted effects and unintended mutations. Also,
I can't be
the ethical implication of risking a human life with an imperfect technology. So your life could even stop before it even started due to the CRISPR-Cas9 tool. And
what, Brian?
it could just stop you from
Bowser, Gio.
even being born, or
I'm getting
like
fucked
I
by
said, the
Bowser.
long-term effects along down the
What are you
line, your
playing?
body starts to deteriorate,
Melee.
and your body can't keep up with what's going on,
Fuck Bowser.
and your body can mutate into
Browser.
something, and which is
Bowser.
all not good. So right here, there's the benefits and risks. And as you can see right here, it's like trying to weigh both of them. And obviously the risk outweigh the benefits, but the benefits, it's possible to cure and disease prevention, rare diseases, infections, cancers, and others. And the risks, there are different types. There's the cell therapy, somatic therapy, and early embryo treatment. I'm mainly talking about the early embryo treatment, but there's physical disruption of genetic material, disruption of development and health, and ethical and societal challenges. Okay.
We're back. You're
Sorry, guys. Okay. So I have a question for you guys. You guys could put it in the chat or just shout it out. But if you guys had the money and resources to genetically edit your future baby, possibly curing it from hereditary diseases and improving quality
This
of
is like
life,
some fucking
knowing the
Gattaca
risks,
shit right here, dude. Have you
would
guys seen
you?
Gattaca?
I really like that movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
That was a really good movie. You
I-
remember the scene with the pianist with 12
No,
fingers?
see, I see a lot of people.
Yeah. Is that what you want?
A lot of people are saying no. So
What,
that's good. We
a
kind of are all on
pianist?
the same thing.
No.
Because even though it
No,
has the
like-
So
potential to
Reagan
do a lot of
wants.
good, there's a lot
No,
of
as in
risk
like
that goes
six,
into
like
it.
would having six figures like make you a better guitar player?
I see Aaron said, I want my kid to look like
Not
me, and
necessarily.
yeah,
I just wish my fingers were
everyone wants their
longer.
kid to look. Everyone wants a mini me, you know. Me personally, I wouldn't. My family has very
Me
strong good
personally?
genes.
Dude, why is that like
So
so
I feel like
prevalent nowadays? Me
if anything
personally.
happens, it
I fucking
happens.
hate
You
that
know,
shit.
it's
It's
God's
so
plan,
annoying when
whether they
people say
want
that
us
shit.
Wait,
to
what does it mean?
be bedridden for the
It
rest
doesn't
of our
mean anything, it's
life
just
or
people
to have
fucking
a
hear
fun
one person
life.
use it and
It just
over.
all
Really? I
depends on the
haven't heard it. Is
person,
that
I
like
guess.
a
But
boomer thing?
I can see why how
What are you
everyone's
talking about?
agreeing with
Ryan
me
says it
now.
all the fucking
So
time.
that's good.
Oh, really?
It's one of the things he always says. Me
Oh,
personally,
you know what? He does say that.
So
are you a fucking boomer
the
not realizing
convergence
anything?
of these factors led me to conclude
It's
that
that
genetic
and
editing in
fucking
human
gaslight. I
embryos
fucking
is
hate
currently
it when
unethical.
people
Gaslight?
While the
so
promise of
fucking
eradicating
annoying.
genetic
Did people just say
diseases
they're
is
being
compelling,
gaslit whenever
the
they feel
ethical
like
costs
guilty
and
about
potential
something?
harms to
No, it
society
literally
and
just
future
means lie.
generations are
It
too
just completely
significant
replaces the
to
word lie.
ignore. So I want to thank everyone who paid attention, who responded in the chat. I
Like,
want to thank you guys for your attention today.
fucking,
And
I'm
just to
white.
summarize all over again,
And then you're like,
we
oh,
explored
dude,
the
and
ethical,
you're gaslighting
social,
me.
and
What?
medical dimensions of
You know what I
genetic
mean? It's
editing
so
in human
stupid.
embryos.
It's not
We
what
also
that means.
discussed how altering human life at its earliest stages raises profound ethical questions, issues of consent for future generations, and the moral
nervous,
status of human
He's shifting around his
embryos.
shit.
Socially, we examined the
Reagan's
risks of
hella nervous.
exacerbating inequalities and the potential norm
Did
of
you
Why
guys
is
have
he
to
like-
convince him to stream?
Medically,
Or no?
we considered the unknown long-term consequences
No,
and
he
the dangers
didn't.
of current technological limitations. And then
How come
here's my
everyone's camera is
references.
like? You just see the fucking
you,
top of
guys.
their like hair. Fucking Frank, Reagan. Don't want to be seen or what?
I have a question for you, Frank.
Don't want to be seen.
Of course.
So we all kind of know that genetic modification, it's like here already. People are doing it, especially with like in
Really?
vitro fertilization. So
Are
do
we
you
leading
think
Gattaca?
as this trend
Yes, you
continues to
cannot be an
grow,
astronaut.
that we should
Damn.
place
Or a
laws
Gundam
or
pilot.
regulation on it to
Damn.
prevent
Only new types
people
allowed,
from
So I
like
can't
doing
pilot
the
the
negative stuff
Lockheed
like you were
Gundam?
talking about, like with
No, only
eugenics,
new
like
types allowed.
only producing white babies or only
Tell
producing
about
strong babies
what
or
Gundam.
whatever the case. Do you think there should be regulations?
Yes, I do, and I actually think there already are
They're trying to
regulations in
reproduce with
place.
Reagan, dude.
From what I read, I believe China is like the number one place where
What should I
they're
say,
just
dude?
letting
Fuck.
people do whatever the hell they want. And over here, it's more like limited. Like they could only do so much. But for the most part, yeah, I believe there is regulations, and I'm not too sure laws. I'm not too sure
Wow.
about that, but I know there are regulations. It just all depends on the country you're in. Any more
Skylar has 13
questions?
slides. He talked for a long time.
You guys miss school?
Hell
Okay.
no.
Well, thank you
Fuck
guys.
no.
I can't wait to hear your guys' presentations.
As a matter of fact,
Hope
I
everyone does
don't
good.
miss it so much that it's one of the
I
places I
actually
go
had a
mentally when I'm having like a lot of
comment,
stress at work.
more than a
I try to
question,
remind myself how shit
on
school
this
is.
School
topic
is,
because
and then makes you
Yeah.
dumb. You're like, all right, this is way
you
better,
know,
right?
That's
as
really
Mia
funny.
mentioned, it is already
hilarious.
being
and then
done.
everything feels better.
Dude, like I'm not gonna lie, like I still
the
have
comment
like
that I put in the chat
even though I'm a
kind of
graduate, I still have
correlates with
nightmares about
it.
like missing class or like
And then I kind of
Bro,
want
okay,
to
me
like
too,
not doing like
expand on
class
it
and shit. It's
because
actually kind of nuts.
I haven't been in
someone
school for
who
5
can
years. I had
afford,
that shit
because
still.
obviously insurance isn't going to cover this, right?
No.
So this excludes entire
No way.
classes in terms
Yeah.
of like socioeconomic classes, right? And
Yes.
so if you look at like demographics, those classes generally are going to look
Wrong
very
car.
similar.
A wrong car.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of read
Because
something
your
as well.
top,
That's
5%.
What's up,
Right.
Brian Munter?
So
Are you helping
then,
on daughter there or what?
you
You
know,
bait her?
the issues that you brought up
Brian,
are,
is that Raymond or is that
it
me?
is going to
It's you.
You just
create some
combined our
type of
names.
elitism where people
yeah.
are going to look a certain way, right?
So, Brian, you hopping on
But they
daughter
yeah
there or
The
what?
second
for the
You bait
most
her?
part.
piece is like, where do we
Only
draw the
the only baiting
line
I'm doing is
as a
masturbating.
society where, okay, like,
Yeah, you bait her.
To future President
there's
Kamala
laws,
Harris.
who's going to enforce it?
Brian
Is
did
it the same
What's up?
Should
Did you-
I
class
send Reagan
to your
the
house
system
yet?
that's going to enforce it?
Wait, hold on.
That's
Did you
Sorry,
go to
in
your
right
who
now.
are our legislatures as well,
Did Gio
that
go to your
kind
house
of
yet?
have similar,
Nope.
similar
Yes.
backgrounds, because we need to
Gio's
talk
also a
about
baiter.
inclusion then,
Maybe should I send
right?
Yes.
And
There's a
so
lot
How much
of
is
gray
worth
area
as a
in
society,
between
where
that.
do we draw? Right, it is. And like for me, that's why I'd ask why are people saying no? For
Dude,
me,
hurry up, man. Go to Reagan.
the
I need to
ethical
leave
dilemma
soon.
is if we keep pushing
Yeah,
that
we're doing
bar
cardio,
of what is considered
Where are you going,
ethical,
Raymond?
then
Badminton.
we're constantly going to be
Damn,
pushing
always
that bar.
badminton.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
never
let's
gonna
take a
stop
ball with you.
Pickleball.
Peter hit
until
you
they
up or
think they
something?
have a
It
perfect
won't
person or a
stop.
perfect gene or the perfect
No.
Young
species.
Peterson.
And so if that is the case,
Young Peterson.
yes. So it's not.
Got
It's
some
no longer
shuttles
like
I bought for him. He owes me
survival of the
$100.
fittest anymore.
No.
It's survival of
Whoever has the
Okay,
biggest bank
man.
account.
money, basically.
We want Rogaine.
Right.
Give me
Right.
That shit,
Rogaine or
bro.
You know, and then
give me
Give us
Rogaine
the
or
rat.
let's
Give
you
us
know,
the rat.
I'm gonna bring in one other point.
give me Brian or give me
Because
Jeff.
yes, our genetic markers can
Is
predispose
that
us
biology
for
class? What is
certain
this?
things. Like for example,
Why would
cancer,
Reagan be in
right?
biology?
But we actually
What do you mean
all
everyone has to
have
take biology?
I think
cancer
this is an
cells.
ethics
What
class.
triggers it is different for
Oh.
everyone.
I think so.
And you think that we don't have certain cures for cancer?
Boo, all my
Oh, it
homies
Think
might
hate
about
be.
who all
communication.
our lobbyists are,
Might be.
especially in the
Brian, are you a
United
commie,
States,
Brian?
Yeah.
right?
You know who is a commie? Fucking
But
Eric.
you'll see certain people
Eric's
that
a
have
commie?
access to money,
Yeah.
access to
Yeah,
You talking
Brian's
resources,
a commie.
communist or you
access
talking
to
Japanese
network
god?
that have the
No,
ability to
he's a commie,
overcome
as in he wants
certain
universal health
diseases.
care.
Doesn't
So,
how's
you
that
know,
make him a
those are
commie?
things that, you know, I would want you to think
What, just
about
because the word
because
universal's
really,
in there
like,
makes him a
knowledge
commie
is
or what?
power.
Holy Spirit is a commie
Financial
hero.
resources gain you additional resources. It doesn't just pay for that. It pays
I think my
for
windshield
you
wipers need to be
to
replaced.
have access to things that are
Is
not
this the teacher?
within the public realm.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Right.
I guess it is a communications class.
Is
All right,
Reagan
I
next?
think
Yeah.
we should do our
Yes.
Oh, what's
dinner
up,
break
Tank?
and come
What's
back
up?
at
What's up?
What's up, Tank?
8:15.
What's up? What's up? What's
And
up?
then when we come back, I
Where have you
believe
been,
it's
man?
Reagan.
Oh,
So
shower.
Reagan set up
Here we go. Here we go. Here
right
we go.
before we get back
No,
at
she said
8:15.
it's break
Oh,
time.
okay.
Have a good
8:15.
break, guys.
Jesus, I actually had to leave
Oh
at that
my
time.
Goodbye.
god.
It's a
Why
game
there's
we'll
so many
record it for you.
breaks? Didn't they just have a break?
Dude.
All right.